Uh, Let's get it started. The last episode for the regular season. Boy, they put us in a bind today, but
Mhm.
we got that 50.
50.
That's all that matters. Got that 50. 50-piece dinner
Had to
for
go into
all the
overtime and get
NBA.
it. That's okay.
We'll
That was
take it. It's a taker.
Yeah.
you know, it was weird because I as I was coming home and recorded the game, I normally get a email that says the Knicks have won. So I mistakenly got on my email before I walked into the door, and I didn't see an email that said the Knicks won. So I got scared. I said, "Oh no, please, babe, better not have messed up." So I started watching the game. I'm like, "What's going on? What's going on? It's too close. It's supposed to be blowing this team out.
Uh,
Like this is not happening." And oh, overtime. I said, "What? They
Well,
better not have lost in overtime."
as I was getting ready
Mhm.
to say that if the Bulls
Oh yeah.
play like this, if the Bulls play other teams the way they play the Knicks, they will be third or fourth they play
there's a rivalry going on.
they play up
But
to the Knicks, man.
yeah,
They
but
did
the
play them
Knicks,
tough.
the Knicks didn't play well. They had a lot of turnovers today.
Mm.
That was true.
What was it 2021? Too
21
many.
turnovers, yeah.
I mean,
Hmm.
and the turnovers, some of them were just like, really? Are you
Hmm.
serious?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Off the
They were
leg, off the
tired. They'd
foot.
been playing like
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're tired.
I think they were kind of tired. They need this
yeah.
week
Yeah.
off.
And the rest up.
Hopefully Tibbs doesn't practice them too much this week.
Well, the good part is that they don't they don't have an idea who they're playing until after Tuesday's game.
It's either Miami
Hmm.
or what's the other team?
Philadelphia.
Right.
So they're going to be needs to give them a couple day, maybe a day or two break, you know, and give them some good recuperation time because they don't play again until I think either
Saturday,
Saturday or Sunday.
I think it's Saturday.
Hmm. So
Which
either
team?
way,
Which team do you worry
doesn't
about
matter.
the
Doesn't
most?
matter. Doesn't matter. They're both teams are going to be tough. Each
Hmm.
team presents a different challenge, and they can easily, I can easily see those teams coming out the winner in that series based upon the type of teams that they have. So it's not going to be easy series at all
Yeah.
in my book. But my guys are going to do it. So I would hate for them to have to get the number 2 seed, win 50 games, and then lose in the first round. I would hate for
Mm.
that to
Oh, yeah.
be the story that's told at the end of the season. I definitely don't want that. So they're gonna have to play their best because both these teams do offer some significant challenges because of the coach.
Mm.
Outside of the players, the coaches for both teams are do some crazy things on there. So that's going to be interesting how they're going to counter that. But just not being get to the playoffs just yet. Here's a interesting observation that I put together before the season started. This was my predictions. I had uh, 4 tiers identified. Tier 4 comprised of 3 teams. Tier 3 comprised of 6 teams. Tier 2 comprised of another 6 teams, which included the Knicks. And then Tier 1 comprised of just 2. And when I look back at that and to see how those teams lined up, well, of course I got tiers 1 and 2 wrong because the Knicks, based upon their performance this year, yeah, they remained in tier 2, which is basically a 53 win team, 53 to 48 win team. They they lined up within there, but the team that I had in tier 1, one of them had a 60 plus wins. They got nowhere near that. So this whole year has been
What
crazy
team was
for
that?
Milwaukee.
Really? I
Really?
didn't think so, man.
Yeah, I had them listed as a possibly getting that 60 win.
Well, because
Mm.
I hate Dame. I just can't stand him.
Yeah, we've come to know that.
Yeah, yeah. Mm.
We've come to know that. But it's weird. But then I wrote down my predictions and needs for each player on the team. And here's what I said about Brunson. which is kind of interesting that the conclusion of it. I said better distribution of the ball, which he has done. He's improved in his assists, and less one-on-one play. And it's been the total opposite. It's been way more one-on-one play, which led him to be an MVP. So I was totally wrong with that.
Yes.
But it's funny because when I look back at that, why I made that statement,
Mhm.
I felt that it was to get more out of the team. He needed to be less on ball.
Yeah, you felt that
Mm-hmm.
you needed to pass more
Mm-hmm.
and handle the ball less.
Mm-hmm.
It seems
And,
like he handled the ball a little bit more,
mm-hmm.
and he
Mm-hmm.
minded passing more also.
Mm-hmm. True. And again, the team that he started off with was not the team that he ended with.
Thank
Right.
God.
So
I was
and
gonna say.
and
Correct.
that's so to your point,
Correct.
Glenn, he was able to do both, handle the ball more and still pass more because the confidence in those it opened up more for the players as well, and
Yeah,
they was able to hit those baskets. Mhm.
because he's passing the ball to No J and
Stop.
um,
Ah.
what's his other Grimes?
Mhm.
Come on, man. You know, I can never pronounce Dante's last name. That's why I always call him Dante.
DiVincenzo.
The Vin, but
But
yeah, the
DiVincenzo.
while we're recording, I don't want to sound too stupid. I already sound stupid enough, so I'll just say Dante.
True.
oh, you're being
So
hard on yourself.
I mean, Dante is a good shooter, man. He shoots good. You know, and,
yes.
and and I don't know what happened. I do not know what happened, but Deuce has really come along.
Well, I was actually going to get into that
Mhm.
because it's funny. The starting five, two of those guys are gone, Grimes and
Sim.
RJ.
No, Jay.
They're gone. Mitch was out half the season,
Mhm.
That's right.
Mhm.
and
Forgot about
Randall
that.
and
Sloppy.
Randall
Mr.
and,
Sloppy.
and Randall was out basically half the season.
What,
Right.
36, 37 games, something like that?
Just before the All-Star game, he was out. So yeah, that was crazy. So
Well over 30 games, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
well over 30 games. So looking at the rotation players, IQ was gone, so it don't matter. This is what I put for DiVincenzo. Play to your strong points, which
Mhm.
was shooting the ball. And so he did that to a phenomenal level. And then for Hardenstein, I put this down. Be the passer you are. And he did that.
Mhm.
He did that this year. So I was on point with those performances. And then Josh Hart,
Oh yeah.
I put down be a confident shooter and improve his on ball play.
Mhm.
So his decision making on the ball, he has done a phenomenal job comparison to before. He still does some stupid stuff, but he's doing that less than I would say. And then on the two other guys that I put a note down, which was Jericho Sims, which I'm gonna give it incomplete because he hardly played this year.
Right.
But on McBride, I put down hit the open shot, which he's done, and be the defender you are, and he has significantly shown that. But to your point, Glenn, he's been not only hit the open shot, but he demonstrated some more offensive skills, and he's been more of a confident player on the court. So that's been something that wasn't expected, but I didn't also expect him to get that much playing time neither this year as well.
And what I
Hmm.
also noticed too at the beginning of the year, well, right after Quigley got traded, he
Hmm.
played him a little bit more, and
Hmm.
his penetration wasn't there.
Hmm. Hmm.
But as time went on, he seemed to penetrate more and finish a little bit better. He developed a nice finger roll,
Hmm.
and he still has to work on his teardrop.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that shot anyway. So if you don't do it, I'm happy with that.
Hey,
I have a question.
Hmm.
As far as role players, like coming off the bench, do you think that they're going to use Burke?
hope not.
Yeah, I
Because
don't think that's going to
He
happen.
can stay there.
I don't even understand why they even brought him back, but
Because they
just-
thought he was going to be good, but he
yeah,
shot.
mm-mm.
He
Yeah,
shot.
he did not live up to the expectations of him coming to this team,
Mm-mm.
because
Yeah, they thought he was going to be good.
because what he did when he was here, he was a dependable player.
Mm-hmm.
He
At
could
the
be relied
point,
upon,
at the 2, at the 3.
Mm-hmm.
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 So it was unfortunate that whatever
I've
happened
never seen
between
so many zeros in somebody's stats.
the
I'm like, I'm looking April
Really?
11th, well, no minutes, so 0. But even the 12, 1, 5 points. He
hmm
had 5 points.
Oh yeah.
Thank God, Achua
Chicago,
has been playing well.
hmm
dead on the bench.
Like Achua played very well today.
hmm Yeah, he
And
was effective specifically
Yeah.
in overtime.
oh my goodness, he was great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I don't want to see Burks in there
No.
unless it's garbage time.
No, I don't even want to see him in garbage time.
Everyone on the team needs a
Because
rest.
when
Yeah.
in the game Friday, he was playing. I was like, why is he in the game?
Mm-mm.
Why is he in the game?
Mm-mm.
Like if we up by 30, okay, you can put him in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
why not?
I need to take a
Nah.
water break. You like Achua. I know Glenn. Glenn likes him.
I do.
Precious.
Yes.
He just like to say the
OG.
name. He
Yeah.
just like to say the
Precious.
name.
He's so precious.
He's
Yeah,
precious.
precious.
I mean, I like guys who play hard
Mhm.
and play clean.
Yeah.
He's not trying to hurt nobody, but but he's not scared to
Mhm.
do his job, get knocked down, knock somebody down. I
Mm-hmm.
like that. He plays good defense.
Mm-hmm. Agree.
He's a good rebounder. He's not the world. I mean, he can't shoot like Randall, but hey, I'll take him.
Yeah.
But I tell you something. The one person who really impressed me this year, even more than Brunson impressed me, because Brunson impressed me with his shooting. He really did.
Mm-hmm.
But Mr. Hart,
Oh, yeah.
that boy
Yeah.
was rebounding. I'm like, how
Yeah.
in the world somebody
New
Yeah.
meaning to the name.
Yeah.
6'4",
Yeah.
grabbing 17 rebounds, 14 rebounds, 13 rebounds, 18. I think he had one game of 20 or 19 rebounds.
Yeah, 20 had a 19-point rebound game. Yeah.
16 on the 8th, April 11th.
Come on, this is
Mhm.
crazy. I
Yeah.
mean, yeah,
Double figures, quite a few.
and then he's talking about I'm not a forward, I'm a guard. Well, you don't
Mm.
rebound like a guard, that's for sure.
Mm-mm.
Mm-hmm.
You rebound
He's
like a center.
he's definitely he
It's
definitely showed himself. Yeah, at this point there.
incredible.
Mhm.
I mean, you got to give him a lot of props,
Oh yeah, most definitely.
and that fast break that he runs, he looks out of control, but for some
Looks
reason
It's
it
his
goes
control,
in.
right? It's his
Mhm.
control, right?
Because when I first started seeing him do it, I was like, oh,
Mhm.
okay.
Okay.
But now I see him go. I said, go ahead, man, go ahead.
hmm
He had 10 rebounds tonight.
Tonight, yeah.
Yeah,
Or
he
assists.
definitely has his impact. And now, going into the playoffs, the biggest difference I feel for this team is that we always play at a high level, high energy, tough, and the other teams we play against for regular season don't play on that level. So if when we do that, we always come out in a more of a positive situation. Now the other teams have going to raise their level of performance in the playoffs. Do we have another level? And that's going to be the concern that I have specifically against these two teams that either one they're going to play, because the coach is going to be able to put something together that's going to be able to counter, what our effectiveness, and we're going to see how we're going to be able to adapt. And I'll Glenn,
Yes.
as much as I have not been a Tibbs fan, he has impressed me with his ability to be able to adapt his offense for the skills that are on the court, which is interesting because I
What do
didn't
you mean
think
by that? Could you explain yourself. What do you mean by that?
when he had a certain style of play when Randall was on the court.
Okay.
It wasn't that much movement for the players.
That's
So,
the ball would stop in Randall's hand a lot.
but
Or
again,
or,
that
or,
that
or
the
Jalen's
coach.
hand.
But here's my point. If you listen to the comments as to how they're being so effective now, they're attributing their penchant for moving and passing to the
Yeah.
coach. So that's why I'm making that statement. So if the coach is having that influence on this team and on this skill set, why isn't that same level of coaching or diversity when there's a different skill set on the court? So that's why
Well,
I'm saying that the coaches have a different of impact on the players that are on the court based upon their skill set. So he's assessing, saying, hey, to enable Brunson to get off, he's to be more effective and to stop the defense from being able to key in on him. If we move a certain way, if we start the offense at a certain position and move Brunson out to it on either on the wing or down in the corner and have that moving around it's hard, make it harder for him to find. Then you find them to be a little bit more effective. They'd be able to be more of an effective scorer. And when you hear those comments coming from the players that Tibbs is the one who's telling them to do that, I'm like, wow.
I think
So that's the point I'm saying. I'm shocked at Tibbs having that ability to be able to have the offensive impact based upon his coaching. Whereas for the first couple of years, it's been, as you said, Glenn, going to Randall and it gets stuck.
Mm.
So if he has that level of influence, why isn't that push to have that same level of offense movement? It's still same players, still movement. Why isn't that still a part of it? So that was my why I was so surprised about it.
Well, that goes back to what you and I talked about some time ago,
Mm-hmm.
where you made a statement which I thought was ridiculous. But it wasn't your statement. You were just repeating what you said. Tibbs said,
Mm-hmm.
which was, I don't listen to my coaches.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm saying to myself, that's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't listen to your coaches, then you're a fool. I mean, why have them there? Why have them work for you if you're not going to listen to them? Because I'm going to assume somebody said, hey, that guy with the red beard over there named Dante, he can shoot. Let's give him the ball every now and then. You know what I'm saying? So I think the coaches would say, listen, we got to pass the ball. We got to do this. You got to do it. Hopefully, either he thought of this himself or he listened to somebody. But you definitely can see a difference in the way he coaches.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
Most definitely. So that's my surprise, but it's also giving me a little bit more hope that when the playoffs come around, he has another level that he can get to because they're going to be able to focus on him for the next 7 games, whatever team they're going to play against. And hopefully he has enough in his bag, his coaching bag, to be able to bring that out to still make the team effective on the offensive end so that they can lead to wins and whoever they
Well,
play.
like you said, he has enough in his coaching bag. He just have to use the other coaches.
Mm.
That's all it's today. Means he has a whole heap. Ain't that bad?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we really don't have a whole lot to say until Tuesday because we don't know who we're playing.
Right. Yeah. And here's the funny part with either team, which one of those teams is going to see the Knicks as food? Because they don't. Neither one of them probably want to play Boston as a number 1 seed.
No.
So they probably want to see the Knicks as food so that they can eat and think they could be more effective in that game. So who's going to go for it to play the Knicks? That's going to be interesting to see how it plays out too.
What's who the two again? They have
Philly and Miami.
And Philly.
I'd rather play Philly because I'm going to assume that Embiid is not going to play, or at least won't play well, because he's injured. So I'm going to assume that he's going to be hobbling around a little bit. Hopefully, I mean, I don't want the man to be hurt, but I just don't.
Let's just say this: they've won how many games straight since he come back?
7, 8.
Yeah. So if that's an indicator of him being hurt, I don't want to know when he's well.
Yeah, don't want him back. Well, he's been resting. Came back the 1 game, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's been resting all this
No,
time.
they won
No,
eight games in a row. They won 8 games in a row.
Eight
Yeah, but he
games in a
wasn't
row.
playing all those games.
Yeah.
No, he came back as of he was in 6 of those. I think 6 of those games he's played in.
mhm.
Really.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. So
All right,
that's
so
him. That's him hurt.
all right, so I take that back. Maybe I want Miami.
You know.
Man.
Yeah.
We'll
So
see.
that's. Mhm. What you
So
say?
I said, we'll see. That's all we can do is wait and see now.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But I'm happy they was able to get that 50. I was doing my tally of my projections
Mm-hmm.
for the first half of the season, and I they definitely superseded my expectations when it came to. I said 48 wins and they got 50. So and
Okay.
after displaying 3 different teams in the year,
Mm.
still get the 50 wins, and that's ridiculous.
And they probably they would have gotten more.
Mm-hmm.
They
Yeah.
should have
They
beat
had
the
to
Spurs.
gel with another group, gel with another group.
Mm-hmm.
They would have definitely went over 50.
Mm-hmm.
So do you think we get any awards?
Well, I did my all NBA team as well, so you know me. And here's what I have for of the three. They give 3 teams for three um 3 teams for the all NBA teams. I only have one Nick, which is Brunson, but I have him in my first team
Okay.
as a guard. And I of that team, I have my 2 forwards are Tatum and Doncic. My center is Jokic, and my 2 guards are Alexander and Brunson.
Nanche is going to be actually going out as a guard probably.
Well, that's just that's what they don't do positions anymore, so that's how I'm labeling
Or
them
they
now.
don't.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So they just pick individuals.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You can have 5 centers.
You can have 5 centers. Yeah. Yeah.
Really
Yeah.
interesting.
That's what they're doing now. So
Mm.
if I had a ballot, that's what my ballot would say.
All right, I can go along with that.
And then for my MVP, um, it's both Doncic and Alexander both have crazy years. Both teams won 50 games. Jokic, of course, won 150 games, and the Knicks Brunson won 50 games. So
Yeah.
he's in my
That's
he's in my of those 4. They both have phenomenal seasons. Both, Doncic and Alexander both 30 points a game. Joker's clear across
Yeah,
the statistics. But
but
Brunson is my MVP primarily
right.
Yeah.
let me
Yeah.
tell you why. Because he did
because
it by himself.
he did it by himself. And I said it already, you know, he had to be the key man after Randall's injury, and everybody thought they were going to be down.
Yeah.
They have surpassed expectations and actually got themselves to the second seed.
Yeah, because I mean,
He's my MVP.
Joker has a team around him. He got
Yeah.
Murray and
Mm-hmm.
Porter. Yeah, he got a team around him. And
Mhm.
look at SGA.
Mm-hmm.
He got
Serious talent. They had a whole bunch of lottery
Yeah.
picks on that team.
yeah, he
Serious talent.
got that tall white boy. What's his name?
Mm-hmm. Chet
Not
Holmgren. Chet
Chef.
Holmgren.
Yeah, that boy is good.
Mm-hmm.
They got a good squad. They got a
Mm-hmm.
good squad. But Brunson didn't have that.
Yeah.
No.
But we'll see.
Yeah. He's not going to get the credit. He's not going. And very likely he won't even be in the top 3 because everybody's all enamored with numbers and not seeing the true value of the player.
You
He
don't
put
think
up this.
he,
I don't think they're going to put him as in the top 3 to be able to get consideration for a #1 vote because the top 3 positions are the ones that really get credit for points in the MVP voting. And so when you I think you get like a multiple points for the first player, second player, and third player, you get extra additional points for that. So if you're not within that top 3, it's hard for you to get the MVP vote. So but
we'll see.
it's unfortunate there.
All
But
right, man.
he's my MVP. But we're gonna keep it light today because although we happy that they got that 50-piece dinner, we don't know what's gonna happen next. But
Yeah.
next Sunday, I'm not sure if we'll have a game next Sunday. Because they play. Just looking at the schedule,
I think it's Saturday.
no. Listen, the um the players for I was just looking at it. Where was it at? Uh, Okay, yeah. The win is for the okay. The winner of the seventh seed. They don't play until um it's possibly will be on Sunday because the consolation games are going to be on Friday.
Mm.
So it's very likely that they'll have their game on Sunday. So we'll definitely have something to talk about,
Yeah.
but
Yep.
we won't know, and we'll just have to do an assessment of who that team is that they're going to play at that time. So, but we'll see you next Sunday.
See
Okay.
you next
Yeah.
All
Sunday.
right,
It's Sunday.
Our next and number 2.
Harlem to MSG signing
50.
off.